One, two, three, four. I used to see the world with a cynic's view. I thought the winning game was only relegated to the lucky few. But now I know if you choose, happiness will come to you. I'm making more room for God. I ran around in circles, so unaware, caught up in a mindset, struggling just to get my share. Now with eyes wide open, I see abundance everywhere. I'm making more room for God. So I'll open up my heart, keep lifting up my thoughts, breaking down the walls that surround my mind. Something amazing is happening right now. I'm making more room for God. I'm ready for this challenge. I've never felt so strong. If love has changed your life, you wanna pass it on. With Spirit leading us, we can't go wrong. Let's start making more room for God. So let's open up our hearts, keep lifting up our thoughts, and keep on breaking down the walls that surround our minds. Something amazing is happening right now. Yes, we're making more room for God. Yeah, making more room for God. Let's tear down the walls and open wide the doors, making more room for God. Making more room for God. Hello. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Welcome to Unity of Bon Air on a beautiful Sunday morning. We're so glad that you're here. Let's all stand and affirm what we know to be true. God is good and all is well. Wait a minute. My bad. I'm filling in for Lucy, so cut me some slack today. Here we go. What a wonderful morning, beyond compare. I feel God's loving presence everywhere. I am filled with joy profound. In a world where many miracles abound, in the garden of my soul, I am happy, healed, and whole. I know that God is good and all is well. In the garden of my soul, I am happy, healed, and whole. I know that God is good and all
morning and welcome to Unity of Bon Air, where we live and express unconditional love and grow together in peace and prosperity. My name is Reverend Patty, and I am the lucky dog that gets to be the minister of this place. And whether this is your first time or your 100th time joining us, either in person or online, we're grateful for your presence and participation as we share this special time together. We have come together as part of love's divine purpose that calls each one of us forth to celebrate the connections we all share with the holy presence within and all around us that we call God. In this spirit of community, we enfold in light and love all spiritual and religious gatherings and all people everywhere. So we especially welcome any of you who are here for the first time. And if that is the case, if you're in this room, please raise your hand, and one of our ushers will bring you a welcome packet. And we invite you to fill out the name card that's on the front and put that in the offering plate when that comes around so we can see if you would like to be contacted. And we invite you to join us for fellowship coffee following the service. And if you are with us online, be sure to visit our website at unitybonair.org to find out about all these wonderful activities that we have going here. And this Friday night is a special deal. You want to check out our bingo bonanza. So let's have our joke, then we'll get rolling. So Einstein is on an airplane sitting next to another man, and he figures, one of the greatest minds in the world, he's going to give this guy a break. So he says, okay, let's play a game. I'll ask you a question, and if you don't know the answer, you give me $5. And you ask me a question, and if I don't know the answer, I'll give you $500. So the guy says, okay, I can go along with that. So Einstein starts out and he goes, well, how far away is the moon? And the guy goes, can't really tell you. So he stands up and gets out $5 and gives it to Einstein. Then it's his turn to ask the question, and he goes, okay, what goes up a hill on 3 legs and comes down a hill on 4 legs? And Einstein's thinking, and he stands up and gets out $500 and gives it to the guy. He goes, I don't know. And so then he says, okay, it's my turn to ask the question, but first, you tell me, what does go up on 3 legs and come down on 4 legs? And the guy stands up and gives him $5. Okay. Okay. So let's take a nice breath in, just allowing ourselves to be present to our body, allow our breathing to relax us, allowing ourselves to move from this busy monkey mind down into our heart centers. Another breath, just feeling the one presence and one power that is sourcing us in our heart center. We just let that love and that peace wash over us and through us. We give thanks for this gift of simply being alive and being here together today. Just take another breath and allow our heart space to open up and just shine that light into the room. And let ourselves feel this energy of love that is filling this space. And into this great energy field, we bring all the names that are in our prayer box. We bring those in our congregation who are continuing to heal. We bring Manny and Dottie. We bring Bev. And anyone who is on your heart or your mind that you would like to put into this energy field, you may say that name silently or out loud. We continue by bringing more and more areas of our world into this circle. We bring those who are in positions of political power that have the possibility of really touching and helping folks' lives be enriched. We bring our children around the world. We bring these bright little lights into this circle, claiming for them that they will be seen and heard and nourished, that they will have lives that will thrive and unfold. We bring ministries that we support, especially Habitat for Humanity this morning. Give thanks for their work and bless them. Before we close, we stop and just allow our minds to picture 3 blessings for which we are so very grateful. We know we are walking the abundant life because we are walking the life of being connected to the power of Christ within us. And we close with our usual mantra of saying, I am grateful 3 times. Please join with me. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. And so it is. And then let's see if we have our statement of truth up there. There it is. Let us claim what we believe together. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, God, the omnipotent good. So I have a couple special announcements this morning. So in the e-news, if you saw that this week, we were initially going to go with, I had gotten a couple special donors, and we were going to do matching gifts this month to Habitat and Crossover, but we've had something exceptional happen, and we're going to save that for another time. One of our families, Paige Beal, who is Karen Mainwarning's sister, has been a very active member of the church. She hasn't been here much since I've been here. She's been working on Sundays. Both her girls were raised in our youth and family ministry department, and one is 13 and one is 19. They live just down Panetta, just off Panetta. Wednesday, their house burned completely to the ground. So we've decided that because they are who we are, that we're going to invite anyone who would like to give a special offering. Janet, our CARES team person, has already been in contact with them. The church has already given a gift card to them out of our funds, but we're going to invite anyone who would like to give a special donation for the basket right by the side door there. They've asked that they just continue to want more gift cards. You know, I just can't even imagine. 1 minute you have a home and everything, and the next minute, you know, no underwear. You know, no shoes, no nothing. And so insurance is going to kick in and help them. They're living in a hotel right now. They've got to, you know, figure out what they're going to put on every day, and, you know, it's just overwhelming. So if anyone would like, you may give it an offering in that basket, or you may go online and put in the online giving under notes, gift for the fire. And we will know what to do with that. Let's see. Oh, so yesterday we were a very busy board. We met at Gail Corville's house for our annual board retreat after the election of new officers. We had a wonderful meeting, and normally we would have an installation the Sunday following that, But we're going to do that next Sunday instead. But I wanted to share with you who your new officers are. So this year, Zita is our president. You want to stand up? And Mike is going to be our vice president. Yes, thank you. Myra is going to be our treasurer. And we've roped Amy into being the secretary for the third year in a row. So we are grateful for them accepting these, and you will get a whole bigger deal next Sunday with all of this. So we are so grateful. The last thing I'm going to say is, so we're having a little bit of a focus this month on us being the church beyond these walls, that we are involved in, just like we're supporting Paige and her family, we also support other ministries on a regular basis. We are supporting Habitat this month, and Burdette is going to be talking about this with a build. We have at least 5 people that will be doing that, and he's going to be saying more. So we're supporting them with our time and talents. And here's the thing about service. If you really want to have your heart filled with joy, what you do is let the love that is living in there, cut it loose and let it out in the world, right? So we're going to be hearing wonderful stories from Madeline, who I'm so grateful has come to share today. And Burdette's going to give us some specifics about ways to do things. So Howard will give a more complete introduction. So I'm turning it back over to music.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'd like to welcome Cindy Watts up to the stage. She's our guest vocalist today. And it's time for us to sing together, so now I'll ask you all to stand, and we're just going to sing one of my favorite songs, Thank You for This Day, Spirit. All right. 1, 2, here we go. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Oh, thank you for my friend, Spirit, thank you for my friend. Yeah. Thank you for my friend, Spirit, thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for this life, Spirit, thank you for this life. Thank you for this life. Thank you for this life, Spirit, thank you for this life. This wonderful, this wonderful, this wonderful life. This wonderful, this wonderful, this wonderful life. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day.
Good morning, Unity.
Good morning.
My name is Howard Green, and I'm your service leader today. I've been a long-time member here and pretty active, so glad to see everybody out here today. I have the opportunity to do the transformational opportunities. For some good news is that we want to share, and we're excited to share that Megan and Wayne Codfelter welcome a new baby boy to their family. His name is Bentley Matthews, and we have a little gift for them. I thought Wayne was going to be here. I don't see Wayne in the audience, but we will get the onesies to him and to Megan, and so we're excited that when they bring the baby, to let us all see him. We also want to congratulate Myra's Fetterspield's grandson, Devin, who achieved the rank of Junior Black Belt. Way to go, Devin. And Patty mentioned this, if you're into bingo, a bingo bash is happening here Friday night. It's going to be burgers and hot dogs and bingo. Anything else, Mike? It's just bingo, and burgers. Yeah. Starts at 6 o'clock. We'll be selling tickets in the foyer today and as well on Friday night. On Saturday, you're all invited to the celebration of life of Paula Davis. The service starts at 1. There's a reception followed that at 2. So we hope you will join us for Paula's celebration. There are many opportunities in transformational sacred service and fun and fellowship here at Unity. So check your bulletin, check online, sign up for the e-news, and follow us on Facebook. And now I want to do the daily word. The word today is grace. The guiding, healing, harmonizing presence and power of God is everywhere. Divine grace is mine whenever I say yes to this presence within me. I release any thoughts that I am unworthy of grace. Nothing I could do or fail to do would ever disturb my divine identity. Grace needs not be earned, nor can it be bought. It is inexhaustible. No matter how much comes my way, I can relax in complete trust that even more will be available as I need it. Grace doesn't happen to me, it expresses through me. Just as I've been blessed to receive grace when I have needed it, I am honored to be the conduit through which it flows to someone else, blessing them in a time of need. The scripture today is from 2 Corinthians 4:15. Yes, everything is for your sake, so that grace, as it extends to more and more people, may increase thanksgiving to the glory of God. And the affirmation, and I'll read it once and ask you to say it twice with me. With joy and gratitude, I welcome grace. Together? With joy and gratitude, I welcome grace. Once again. With joy and gratitude, I welcome grace. And now I have the honor of introducing our speakers today. First, Madeline Pay is the CEO of Richmond Metropolitan Habitat for Humanity. Madeline is an accomplished veteran and dedicated public and affordable housing professional who believes that having a safe, healthy place to call home is a right that every family and individual should enjoy. She has served in the housing world for over 20 years and has a long track record of success in property management and access management and real estate investment. She served as the Chief Operating Officer of the Hopewell Redevelopment and Housing Authority for 12 years, lending her HUD programs expertise and leadership to their organization. In 2018, she started her own company, Pay United, focused on increasing access to affordable housing and financial freedom. She believes that improving the housing industry in any area also promotes healthier and safer neighborhoods, and serves on the board of the Virginia Housing Alliance and the City of Richmond's Affordable Housing and Trust Fund Board, supporting and advocating for the expansion of affordable housing opportunities. So before I introduce Burdette, let's give Madeline a big Unity welcome. And now Burdette Robinson, Burdette is a native North Carolinian and UN grad. One of our members here is a proud Tar Heel back there. Works with the Richmond Metropolitan Habitat for Humanity as Community Engagement Manager. His most recent work was in the financial world, but previously served as a minister in churches in North Carolina and Virginia, where he also volunteered with several local habitat boards. His work will center around maintaining current and developing new faith partners to include planning for our annual Unity Build. He will also shape and implement our first Pride Build in 2023, using his involvement with the LGBTQ community in his nearly 20 years in the Richmond region. So let's give Burdette a welcome, Unity welcome. We look forward to hearing your message later, and I'll turn it back to Claudia for the music. Thank you.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another mountain. There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb. There are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last till the end of time. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another meadow. There are cornfields and wheat fields enough to grow. There are sunbeams and moonbeams enough to shine. Oh, listen, Lord, if you want to know what the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Everyone.
Good morning. Good morning. In light of the things that we've seen in the city of Richmond, I can surely attest that the world needs love. So let's if you're with me on this, let's just give a moment of silence for the young man and his father who lost their lives. Thank you. Amen. Yes. I am so thankful to be here today. Special thanks to Reverend Patty, who reached out and so kindly asked us to share a few words. One of the things I find incredibly important is to start off with why, because that drives everything that we do. 23,000 citizens in our communities who need affordable housing options. That number is growing every day, and I'm sure like myself, we all know someone who either is facing homelessness, who is an elder, who's trying to figure out their housing options, because elder care is extremely expensive, particularly when you wrap around that with housing. There are homeowners like one of our most recent homeowners, Lakita, who happened to see me at St. Mary's Hospital when I was visiting my mom a couple of weeks ago, who experienced a medical emergency, saw me in the cafeteria and stopped me with such joy and glee in her heart and hugged me because she is a new homeowner, recent new homeowner, and because of her new home, affordable home, she is now looking at other job options elsewhere. They give her better opportunities for upward mobility. She's been in that same job she's been in for 6 or 7 years and hasn't been able to move up. But what she shared with me is that her new home allows her to think differently about her future. Generations of people who were rejected from obtaining mortgages because of the color of their skin and kept out of certain neighborhoods because of exclusionary zoning practices. Practices that have been embraced and reinforced by our government. One of the things I share with you is that if you haven't read The Poverty by America by Matthew Desmond, or The Color of Law by Richard Rothstein, I encourage you to read it. I set forth today that I'll be glad to purchase those books for you because it gives you an insight to why we see what we see today. Mind you, I can only purchase about 6. I am on a budget. I work for a nonprofit, but seriously, it's incredibly important. For the many children over my career that I've met over the years living in apartments that are quite honestly depressing. Lead-based paint, dark and dingy, lacking good windows, those old windows that have no insulation in them, public housing. For the mother, my mother, Julia Allen, who has struggled with mental health challenges all of her life, but has always looked to housing as her safe place. So much so, that's the only place where we can get her balanced. For the young person like me, who has grown up in substandard housing, myself. For the folks I know living in substandard housing conditions who in a very real way could be my or a friend of mine's mother, father, grandfather, grandmother, cousin, colleague, or ancestor. For the young Madeline who left home to attend VCU, determined to succeed, afraid of returning home to the mobile home that I lived in, where if the temperature was 100 degrees outside, it was 105 in the mobile home. When it rained, it sounded like hail. And you never knew what was happening in that environment at any time. It's incredibly unsafe. To the young Madeline who grew up in Parkley, if you're familiar with Parkley, in the south side of Chesterfield, where roaches come to greet you at the door. And again, another unsafe environment. And no amount of pest control can do it because it's just infiltrated into the building. Because service is the rent we pay for the privilege of living on this earth. And when we leave, what people remember us by is how we made people feel and how we've helped them along on this journey we call life. Folks, that's my why. And that's why I join these good folks here in the front lines to do the work that we do. I grew up with my mother, Julia Allen, from Dayton, Ohio, who left an abusive home, joined the military in search of a better life, and had me in, well, I guess I won't tell you the year. I'm getting old now. Women don't tell their ages, but it's been a little while. Struggles with mental health challenges and maintaining suitable housing options because her income was low. And despite what we lived through, I had a knowing in my spirit that led me to believe there was a better way of living. So I took off to Old Dominion University in Norfolk, Virginia, and met what I call a handsome young man named Yahya El-Majid Bey Henry. Tall, slim, Navy man. And my mother told me to stay away from Navy men, but we don't always do what our parents ask of us. Whose vocabulary, coming from my little small, humble beginnings, who seemed to know all 300,000 words in the Webster Dictionary. At least it appeared to me from where I came from. He was wise beyond his time. And we got together and he talked to me about real estate and how it can change my life. And I could probably purchase a home, maybe an investment opportunity or two. Showed me a little bit about Carlton Sheets. And Carlton Sheets is kind of old school, but Carlton Sheets was a big investor back in the day. And he taught a lot of us how to do real estate investment. He was my link to expanding my reality and how I looked at housing opportunities. It changed my life. I was 19 years old. I've never moved away from housing since, and I'm 42 now. Okay, I told you. So I've had 23 years in this housing space, and I see how important it is to really allow you to do anything in life successfully. Because you need a launch pad. You need a safe place to come home to. And when you put in a job application, what do they always want to know? Your address. And if you can't provide an address, they will likely not hire you because they're concerned about your what? Stability. It's a real thing, folks. My last stint, I had the honor of serving Chief Operating Officer at the Housing Authority, and I always tell folks it sounds like a big title, but the reality, my role was doing what we had to do to make sure our folks stay housed in decent, sanitary, safe, and condition. And in a public housing authority, it is a big, big job, as you can imagine. We thought that the role was going to take me on to be the CEO of the Housing Authority, but as you know, we have our plans, but God has other plans. And so I decided to move on from the Housing Authority, and I said, I'm going to go into a mini retirement, right? That didn't last long. Folks started calling me, having conversations with me about what they'd like me to do, and there came Habitat. I knew very little about Habitat, but the more I dig and the deeper conversations I had with folks who had interacted with Habitat, I was amazed, folks, at what was happening there. And I was particularly pleased with how their mission aligned with my personal mission, to create an environment where affordable housing exists in every community, and the families residing there had the financial education to use their income wisely to build generational wealth. That's my why. That's Habitat's why. They're always putting faith into action. As evidenced by Lakita, that I mentioned earlier, who stopped me at St. Mary's Hospital while I was visiting my mom to tell me again how proud she was of her home and how it was taking her to big places. I'm a big believer in listening to my spirit And I knew this is where I was called to be. I visited the Reese stores before my second interview and was greeted by warm, smiling faces that could tell me why this work was important without me even asking. They didn't even know me, folks. We live the work at Habitat. And so there is some interest in understanding where we're headed now, right? They've got a new person in town, and where is Habitat going next? Folks know us for our single family home bills, and we do that well. Can I get an amen? We do that well, right? And folks know us for our restores. We've got some incredible products there. If you haven't visited, you should. The money there helps us support our operations and build homes. It really keeps us moving the work along. We just finished our strategic plan in some of the areas, and I'm going to make this real quick because Patty told me I only had 17 minutes. And I've got to make sure my friend has an opportunity to speak to you. Our focus areas are people, and when we say our people, that's our volunteers, our donors, our partners. It's you, right? Those are our people. Our homeowners, our restores, our buildings, our operations, our systems. Those are our areas of focus. And out of that, there's a couple things I want to highlight to you. Our people is an incredible aspect of what is important to me and what is important to our team. We've established some great relationships over the years, but we could do a little better, particularly with our faith community. And we are committed to that. And so over the next 3 to 5 years, which our plan carries us 3 to 5 years, we're going to be digging deep into getting to know you a lot better, understanding your perspective of what our housing communities and what our work really should frame and look like. We really need to hear your voice. And we're going to do that. We're going to be highlighting some of the things you all are doing here, the incredible work, the meditation garden, so people know what our partners are doing, right? Because it's not just about our work, it's about the collective body of work that moves us forward. We are going to be looking at launching an online retail store and building a third store in the West End. Because the reality, folks, is that the cost of building housing is incredible. $150 per square foot. So for us, that's an average of $225,000 for a home. And we keep our mortgage affordable, so the average mortgage that folks pay in our programs is about $600, $700 a month, which is incredible, right? But in order to continue that work, we've got to increase our revenue lines to support our work and look at building very differently. And so we're looking at options where we build more density. And so there's opportunity possibly for condos and townhomes. So we still get folks in home ownership, but it may look very differently so that we reduce those costs. But we need your help to figure that out. We need your help to do that. We're also going to look at programs that wrap services around our homeowners, because one of the things that we are beginning to see is that some homeowners, even with the affordable mortgage, struggle because life happens. When you're on a tight budget, any medical bill, particularly the medical bill, the unexpected medical emergency will throw your whole budget off. I've experienced that in my life, right? I'm sure you all have too. And so we're looking at ways to help support them through this journey. Buying the house is only half the battle, as we know. But sustaining and keeping that home so that you can pass that on to your loved ones and those who you choose, it's really where the win is. So we need your help to get there. Seeking to put God's love into action. We bring people together to build homes, community, and hope. We are Richmond Habitat. And like you, we believe service is a noble act. Time is a precious commodity. My colleagues and I are so grateful that you have shared your time with us today. So we humbly ask for your partnership as we step into this brave new world that, quite frankly, requires us to be innovative, as I spoke of earlier. Extremely innovative. Requires us to bring housing affordability into our community to those who are less fortunate and who are counting on us. So let's go forward together as we always have, but in a bolder way, because that is what it's going to require. The sticks and builds are great, the single-family homes are great, but if we're going to tackle the 23,000 affordable housing units that our community needs, we've got to think differently. Know that our door is always open, our hearts are open, and we look forward to having more conversation with you, particularly sitting down to have discussions. I always say this is sort of one of our first legs in the journey, but the work starts when we leave this beautiful church, right? That's where the work starts. So let's go forward together. Let's continue this discussion about how we work together in the weeks to come. Let's put faith in action. Let's put faith in action. God bless you. And now I want to bring up my friend Burdett. Burdett is fabulous, ladies and gentlemen. He has committed this work of really helping us get to know our faith partners better and just really wrapped his arms around it. If you don't know Burdett, Burdett is the person to know, not me, it's Burdett. I bring you Burdett. He's going to share with you a little bit about our bills.
Yes, thank you. It is great to be here. I found myself in Bonaire back in February. I just started the work in January. And so in February, I was in the community, and I actually served at Bonaire Baptist for a few years, my last place of service and ministry. And so I knew this area really well. And I said, you know what? I'm in a new role. I'm just going to start a Bonaire tour right now on a Friday afternoon and see who's here. And so I started at Bonaire, Unity Bonaire. And walked in the door, and there was a group of ladies there, and Reverend Patty was there, and we just introduced ourselves and started a conversation. And then resulting from that, in March, when we had our faith breakfast, we had, I think, the largest contingent of any congregation or fellowship from Unity Bonaire. So I congratulate you already, and then here we are today. So just in a few months, we have really grown this partnership and conversation, and I'm very excited about that. So thank you. I am the community engagement manager, and so my two areas of work, in addition to helping all our volunteer coordination areas, are to really grow and develop our faith partnerships, and it's been a great joy for me to make reconnections with congregations I've known and those I have not. And in the course of looking at our history at Richmond Habitat, we began in 1986 with faith communities coming together to start Richmond Habitat. Habitat International started in 76, but Richmond started in 86. And since that time, we've had over 230 different congregations of all faiths working to support us. Now, some of those folks we hadn't seen in a while, but we're excited about trying to pull them back into the fold to say this is a wonderful opportunity for you to engage your faith community in helping a great need in our area. And as you've already heard so eloquently from Madeline, everyone is welcome, it says on Patty's card. And we say at Habitat, everyone deserves a decent place to live. That's our mission globally, and that's what we're working toward. And as you've heard already, we seek to put God's love. You've got God's love here in spades. This is a wonderful fellowship. And to feel it here today and to hear it expressed, we're giving you an opportunity to put that love, as you've heard, into action. To bring people together, we hope, to build homes and communities and hopes. And so we're known for our home building, right? That's the number one thing. And already you're joining with Unity of Richmond in 2 weeks on our build site, and I'll be out there. You've got a group of people who are going to be joining together. So we're going to be working on 2 sites to help build and complete. We're close to completing that build. I was out there yesterday with the church looking at what they were doing. So I'll be out there in 2 weeks to see what you guys can do. So thank you for already partnering with us with your precious time. But we do other things. There's some other things I'll talk briefly, and Madeline and Laura and I will be outside afterwards to talk with you further about this. In addition to building, a lot of our churches want to just give the gift of hospitality. And so they bring out some snacks. So many times they bring out meals just to help support the volunteers actually doing the work. You've already heard about our restores. We have 2 very strong restores that give 1/4 to 1/3 of our budget. So we are constantly looking for volunteers. So if you would like to come out to help do things like to receive the things that are brought in, to help with pricing, to help with merchandising, putting them on display, to do customer service, there are lots of ways you can plug in. And you're right here at the one near our mall. So that'd be a wonderful way that you could volunteer. We also collect items for our new homeowners that we call our Welcome Home Basket. These are a basket that we give when we dedicate. We have a service to turn over the keys to our homeowners. So we give them a basket of items that you and I think, oh, we've got that laying around the house every day. But a new homeowner may not have a welcome mat at their door. They may not have a rake for their yard. They may not have, dish towels or other things, paper supplies. We have a program where we give you a list of things we need, and you collect those, and we give that to a homeowner on their dedication day. The last thing we did, and we just did this recently, was to landscape a home. That's our last step for our homeowners, and that is they choose the plants that they'd like to have in their yard, and we bring groups out to help, sometimes along with them, to plant those plants and make their yard beautiful for their new home. These are just some ideas for you to be thinking in your mind. I see some of your minds are turning. Yeah, I don't know if I can come out and be working on cutting up carpentry or maybe hammering, but I can come collect some items or help dig in the yard. So I can talk with you more about those opportunities today, but I'm so grateful for the partnership that we already have started here, the great work that we're doing together with Unity Bonaire. And thank you for the opportunity, Reverend Patty and Mike and others who are working for this partnership to grow and develop. We look forward to that in the days to come. Thank you.
It's time for us to prepare for our meditation right now, and Cindy will share a song as we quiet our minds and open our heart.
Lead me to the light. Lead me to the light. Help me to make it through. Lead me to the light. Make my eyes to see all that I could be. Help me to see it through. Lead me to the light. Turn my night to day. Take the hurt away. Help me to be with you. Lead me to the light. Lead me to the light.
Thank you all. So I'm going to invite us to center down. You're comfortable closing your eyes. Soften your eyes or close them. And some deep breaths. And while we're doing that, we're just going to visualize this little laundry chute that goes from our mind down into our heart center. We're just going to see ourselves sliding down that little chute, being right in that space of divine love. Breathing the power of that love within. We're going to look around in this sacred space. What does love, the love in this space, look like to you? Is it a bright, shining light? Is it a soft, velvety landing pad? What is the love that is in this space? Just immerse yourself in it. And into this love, we are just going to say, yes, 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 I receive. And we're going to create the question, and where would you have me go? What would you have me do? What would you have me say, and to whom? Just go into the silence and listen for the divine's guidance. Here we go. And we are so grateful for this inner guidance, this inner GPS that is ever available to help us know next steps. So we close our time with our grateful statements. Join with me, please. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. And so it is. Let's see. Our ushers are back there, and as our ushers come forward, I'm going to invite you, if you have your offering in physical form, to hold it in your hands and bless it, and otherwise just bless it in your consciousness. With our prayer, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that we am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, for the joy of giving and receiving. And while our musician is coming forward, I forgot to share with you, so I had this amazing experience before I came this morning that just almost brought me to tears. You know, Bev had surgery for a brain aneurysm, and the last time I went to see her, just a couple words. And today when I went, she's now on the rehab floor of Johnson Willis Hospital, and she wasn't quite talking up the storm like she usually talks, but she was talking. And she is coming right along. They're doing all kinds of therapy with her. So I just held her hand and I said, you know, I'm almost in tears, Bev. This is just the best news to see you continuing to persevere and do your thing. I said, I'm so proud of you. She said, I'm proud of myself.
Grab your coat and grab your hat. Leave your worries on the doorstep. Just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. Can you hear a pitter-pat? Well, that happy tune is your step. Life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with those blues on parade, but I'm not afraid. My rover's crossed over, and if I never have a cent, I'd be rich as Rockefeller, with gold dust at my feet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with those blues on parade, but I'm not afraid. My rover's crossed over, and if I never had a cent, I'd be rich as Rockefeller, with gold dust at my feet on the sunny side of the street. With gold dust at my feet on the sunny side, the money side, the peaches and cream and the honey side. I'm crossing right over to the sunny side of the street.
Carolyn Watts. Woo.
Forward. So we have our ties to bless from our usual gifts.
What a great way to start off. As treasurer, I get to share with you what we're sharing. As you know, Unity, we are a tithing community. We share the gifts that have been given to us within our community and the nation, really, knowing that that sharing is going to circle back and increase our prosperity. So for May, we are tithing to Chesterfield County Food Bank, Crossover Ministries, Feed More, Richmond Hill, and Restoration Fellowship Christian Center, and various organizations within Unity Worldwide. So if Patty, we can bless these together.
Bless them. And we bless our tithes that were just collected also. So we just go into this space of our hearts, saying, thank you, Spirit. We recognize the gift and the giver are one. We recognize that what we give comes back to us, and what we pour out into the world makes a difference. So we bless all these gifts. And we see love let loose in our world in ways that make lives filled with hope, filled with opportunity, filled with love. And so it is. Amen. Let's see. So, where are our chaplains? Let's have them stand up. Here are these amazing folks. Oh, we have lots of them. So, here's your opportunity. There is no way to lose when you sit down with a prayer chaplain, right? You just get blessed, you get enriched, and you remember the truth of who you are. So let's take these amazing and wonderful folks up on this opportunity. Thank you all. Now we want to acknowledge other people that have helped make this possible this morning, from our greeters at the door to our bookstore, to those who handed bulletins out in the hallway, to our fellowship coffee team, and we have Tom and Dan in the back, and of course our amazing music this morning, and especially Madeline and Burdette for sharing with us today. So let us bless them with our blessing. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are, and we see you doing amazing things. And now let's welcome our youth and family in.
We are walking as a light, as a light, as the light. We are walking as a light of God. As a light, as a light, as a light, as the light, as a light, as a light, with the light of God.
Good morning. As you can see, we had a number of kids this morning. Anybody? Couldn't get a volunteer to talk about what we did. So we were talking about God's love, and they drew a mural outside. So when you leave, look at the mural that's right in the front of the church. The kids put that together. And anybody want to say anything? Okay, come here. You got it, girl. This is Iris.
I drawed a little coin, and it's a rainbow.
Oh, she did a rainbow. They did. Look at the creativity. Now, the other thing I want to show you is this right here, in case you're not familiar with it. This is a clipboard on which there are a lot of dates that need to be filled. We're trying to do special events. Anybody old enough to remember that old commercial? I think it was Mikey. It's try it, you'll like it. Anybody remember that? Well, I promise if you try Youth and Family, you're going to like it. And we need you this summer and the fall and the winter. But right now we're focusing on summer. So please come over to that little table and sign up for a day. We'll find you something to do if you don't have something you want to share, but we'll find you something to do, and we do need you. So thank you.
All right, and let's give them our blessing also. Children and our teachers, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are, and we see you doing amazing things. All right, so now I'm going to invite us to stand up and join in our prayer for protection. And we have our last sentence that we're adding on this. So, light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well, and our ministry of love continues. And then we're going to sing our way out.
Let with me.